And we're back. But things have changed. A lot has transpired. Namely, Dan is in the front seat now, and Drew is in the back seat. So if one has become louder, one has become quieter, that is the situation. I remain in the driver's seat because I am the only person qualified to drive.
That's not true.
I have my chauffeur's license.
Yeah, you're driving Miss Davy Z me all the time.
Yeah, and while you say racist things to me from the back seat.
Isn't that what the movie's about?
Mostly,
Yeah.
I think. It's a weird Best Picture winner.
Spook.
Did you win Best Picture?
I think it did.
Like 86, 87?
89er?
Gotcha.
Cool.
Are you? I like sort of heard the first one you said, and like I'm like, oh, maybe that's just racist words dancing through my head. But no, you're really saying stuff back there, Drew. Yeah, so we got through the awards safely. Everyone's in one piece. And now, as promised, it is the emergency Dome Show review, which
We're actually going to purposely do this time.
yeah, which we're actually doing, and in January, as opposed to August last year, as an afterthought.
Maybe we should wait.
Well, because last year we realized in April we didn't do the Mania review, which we do always do,
Oh.
and then we're like, we'll wait a while and do it when it's humorously late. And then we just chucked in the Dome Show too. And believe me, the Dome Show review in August was a whole lot of, oh yeah, I think that happened.
I think that was good.
Not a lot
I feel like that was good.
Not a lot of strong memories.
Great.
Things are a little fresher in the mind after almost exactly 1 week right now
Yes.
since we saw it. Not since it happened, because we had to try to remain spoiler-free in the 3 odd days between when it happened and when we watched it. We did okay. Drew did less okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks.
Anyone like you'd like to call a garbage person?
Thanks, freaking Tim Lee, you garbage person.
Yeah, and Tim, as an added bonus, he almost called you Sam because
That's true.
he's a British racist, and all of you look the same to him.
I mean, it's true. They're all fat fucks. So
Wow. Drew is less censored than usual at 2 in the morning at the time of this taping. So yeah, Dome Show. We watched it at my place with 10 people, which was fun.
Yep.
I enjoyed it.
I bet you most people listening to this did not watch it with 9 other people.
I bet not.
some of the people that watched with us were less pleasant to be around, but Kelly.
I thought he was talking about you. Was Kelly unpleasant then?
Kelly's always unpleasant,
Oh, generally.
in general.
Yeah, I didn't remember him doing anything specific.
One of said participants watching this did come in costume.
Yes. Which made up for him making me wait half an hour to pick him up. But yes, we had one of our friends join us dressed as a front row spectator at the Dome Show.
Yes.
He was dressed as a Japanese businessman wearing a medical mask.
Yep.
Very accurate.
Which was pretty sweet. I still have the box of masks he bought to complete the costume sitting on my pool table.
Good call.
Well, in case something happens, you can cover
Never
up.
know. If there's an outbreak at the home, we're ready to go.
Thrax.
The Thrax. That's what the cool kids call anthrax.
Yeah. Oh, fellas, I don't want to get the Thrax.
You may need to talk louder or closer to the phone, Drew.
You know what, Scott?
Uh-oh.
I can start yelling, but my voice is already starting to go from yelling so much tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we just did a wrestling show, by the way. We're all fine. Don't worry about us.
The wrestling show where I had less matches than both of you.
And took more
but
bumps.
took more bumps than both of you
Combined. Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
And the only one that hurt was racking myself on the top rope.
It happens.
Because I definitely hit the hook on the back.
Ooh, no fun.
What
But it was facing down, but I still hit it.
Yeah.
what bump did you take? I watched your match. I still don't remember.
Stand on the ropes, get crushed.
You.
Not me.
Yes.
I took a spine buster and did a superplex if that counts, but that's everything. That involved me falling down.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Plenty.
Yes.
That's all I need.
I took a fisherman buster.
Pretty good.
That's it.
Big day.
Felt good.
Yep.
Even being done on the right hand side.
Of course.
Yep.
Why wouldn't it be?
Of course. We just talked about the Dome Show.
I'll talk about the Dome Show. I'll talk about it all day.
Okay, we're not right now, so.
Yeah.
I think it's the best show of the year so far. I'm going to go out on a limb. I also had my best match of the year tonight, which will not be surpassed until I have another match because it wasn't that good. But Dome Show.
I'm trying to think of a show that was better than the Dome Show at this point.
This year?
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's been one. Was there like a really good SmackDown or something?
I actually attempted to watch Friday Night CMLL Arena Mexico show on Claro Sports, which you can stream it most of the time. But I totally forgot that all of the CMLL guys who are worth a damn
are in New Japan
right now.
And it's a shit show.
And it was a total shit show.
Yeah.
And so I got like halfway through the opening midget match. And
just like straight up Elvis'd it, like just shot the TV.
Basically. Yeah, this show ain't no good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Dome Show is the best show of the year.
Yeah.
And you could probably...
And you can say that in the second week of January, and you might still be able to say it in December.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Very good.
It's been the best show of the year the last 2 years for sure, I think. I was looking at, I looked at the last two. I was looking at 14. 14 was good, but definitely not as good as the past three, and probably not as good as 13 either.
What year? I can't remember. There was a really killer G1 show in Osaka one year, maybe 2014.
2014 and 13 both had like crazy G1 shows, because though it wasn't until 2015 that they started putting non-tournament matches on the show.
Right.
Like 13, 14, it was like just 8 tournament matches of people 10 tournament matches. Matches. Of people killing themselves top to bottom on the card.
Yeah.
Then they realized, oh, this is murdering everyone who works for us.
Yeah.
And perhaps we may need to tone it down.
Yes.
But yeah, there's definitely like nuts G1 cards in 13, 14. I think in 13, like Nakamura Ibushi and Shibata Ishii happened on the same show.
That's your Osaka show.
Okay, yeah, 13 then. Yeah. Which is, that's not a bad night to go to the wrestling. See those two?
No kidding.
Yeah.
But also, not a bad night to go to see the wrestling was January 4th in Tokyo.
Hey now!
Hey.
Segue. We started with a New Japan Rumble, as is tradition.
Yes.
It was a New Japan Rumble.
Yes.
We didn't pre-rank it because we didn't expect we were going to watch it.
No, because we weren't sure if we would get it.
Yeah.
We did. Kuniaki Kobayashi was fun.
He was the highlight of the match for me.
At age 60.
Yeah. Throwing some, like, really, like, good participation award spin kicks.
Absolutely.
And then, like, a legitimately quite a good fisherman suplex.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe I yelled when he came out, "Oh shit, Kenta's dad!"
You did.
I was excited.
Sure.
I would have, truth be told, I would have been excited for any member of Kenta's extended family coming in.
Sure. His cool bigger brother, Kenta Kobashi.
It's true. Not a lot of people know that.
No.
Especially with the whole different last names thing. But he is, in fact, his cool brother. He wears sunglasses a lot.
Yes.
And like, wears his hat backwards, rides a skateboard.
Or a motorcycle.
I guess a motorcycle is cooler than a skateboard. Like, my idea of cool sort of plateaued at age 11. He's got like a slingshot in his back pocket.
That Kenta Kobashi is a regular dentist.
He's a real scamp. Oh boy.
Totally off topic. It's just a funny thing that someone once said that I'm going to reiterate to you.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember when one Mr. Bill Berry referred to Kevin Nash during his Diesel run as the Kenta Kobashi of getting paid?
Yes. It was so funny. Yeah, because we're talking about like what a shitbag but great businessman Kevin Nash is.
Yeah.
I think.
And how his run as champion is one of the worst when it comes to drawing.
Yeah, and Bill was like, "Oh, Kevin Nash is the fucking Kenta Kobashi getting paid."
One of the funniest things he said.
So good. It's a pretty good list of funny things he said.
Absolutely. We should talk about the show. New Japan Rumble. Kuniaki Kobayashi.
Yep. Scott Norton.
Scott Norton.
Yep.
Which apparently Scott Norton was in like a 10-man tag on the New Year's Dash show.
As part of Team 2000 and Cheeseburger.
Yes, and apparently he did a little bit more than he did in the Rumble.
And it sounded like he did just the right amount in the Rumble.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a reason why when you're 56 you shouldn't attempt to keep on the kind of mass that Scott Norton has.
He's a dangerously large man.
Yes. And not like, I mean, he's got a big old tum-tum, but like not like morbidly obese.
No, like he still seemed very solid.
Yeah.
But it's just a real big to be at that age.
Yeah.
It may be time at age 56 to call it quits on the horse steroids. But
get down to a normal human size.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, Scott Norton. If being that big makes you happy, more power to you, and I will gladly attend your funeral in 5 years.
Yikes.
Michael Elgin won the match.
Elgin won the match.
It was not particularly good, but it was entertaining.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is every year.
Well.
Oh, there was the cool spot of... Who did Liger have in a Romero special? Cheeseburger. And then Tiger Mask slides in and pins Liger, who is on his back doing the thing. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
And, yeah. It was what it was. I don't even know what the star rated, like 1 or something. Did Dave rate it?
Yeah, he gave it 1.
You gave it 1?
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, somewhere in the 1 range seems reasonable. 1.5. Extra half for Kobayashi.
Yep. No Fujiwara though.
No Fujiwara, no.
Nice Fujiwara.
Yeah.
I don't need fucking Kabuki though. I'm quite happy that he wasn't around.
Yeah, but like, if they just did the Rumble of people over 50, I'd be perfectly happy with that.
Agreed.
If it was just like Liger, Norton, Fujiwara, Fujinami, Kobayashi,
Billy Gunn, who was in this year's, and is over 50.
And is the first WWE employee to be fired for steroids and not be an active wrestler.
Yeah.
Quite an honor.
Yes.
But yeah, that's plenty about the Rumble.
Yes.
First up was Tiger on Tiger action.
Yes.
Hot Tiger on Tiger action.
Featuring a pretty sweet wig, like sewn into
some
Tiger the Dark's mask.
Excellent wig work by ACH.
Yes.
They did some stuff. It was fine. The masks seemed very difficult to wrestle in.
The masks seemed difficult to wrestle in. They didn't have a ton of time. It wasn't nearly as good as if you were to say, like, hey, Kota Ibushi and ACH are going to have a match on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Even if you're to say, okay, they're going to have a match and they are only going to get like 8 minutes, you would think it would be better than this was.
It definitely underachieved for just on paper an Ibushi versus ACH match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Part of it, I think, is the masks and the outfits. Part of it is them having to wrestle in the characters.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, like, ACH did wrestle in the character. Apparently he did, like, Tiger the Dark moves. Ibushi does not do that.
Well, he does do some things. Like, he does a Tiger suplex, which he doesn't normally do.
And he did a Tiger driver into his powerbomb,
He did the Tiger driver into the last ride.
Powerbomb,
But then it's also like, oh, here's that...
golden triangle that only this guy in the world does.
Basically, So, it was inoffensive, entertaining.
It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. There were some people who were claiming that it was the worst match on the show proper, not including the Rumble.
I disagree. It could be the second worst.
Probably, honestly. Yeah. It was fine, but...
Yeah. But whatever.
What were your guys' star predictions?
Big Dave gave it 3.
Yes.
We predicted what?
Scott, you said 3.25.
Yeah.
And I said 3.5.
What do you give it, having seen it?
I give it a 3.
I give it 2 3/4. Young Daniel.
I thought for a second I should just give everything a 1, considering how steadfast I was with the 1 on the first match. But, I'm not super duper generous. I think anywhere between 2.5 and 3 is reasonable.
Yep.
Yeah.
What did that
Next one was junior tag.
Junior tag. As we probably mentioned in the preview, I was happy that it was just a 2-on-2 tag match and not a 4-way tag for the 4th straight year, I think. Because enough already. It's the same thing every year, so they just did a tag match, and surprisingly, considering the Bucks were in it, it was like a fairly subdued, like, actual tag team match and not like a wild-ass Bucks match.
Yes.
Yeah.
One thing that kind of set it apart was the Bucks weren't really the focal point of the match.
No,
like
it was...
The entire back third was the Rocky Romero show.
Rocky just going nuts, yeah. Who, and I can't remember if it was 2016 or 15, where I thought he was, like, definitely the best guy in the 4-way. Yeah. Might have been last year.
Yeah, I
can't remember, yeah. But it was, like, he really, like, stood out in that one, too. He's good. Like, he doesn't get talked about that much, but...
He's not. He's very under the radar, underrated. Yeah. He's not, like, super flashy.
Yeah, which I think
he's
is
just
why...
very solid.
Yeah, being, like, a non-flashy junior, you might not get talked about a lot.
Sure. But, I mean, he's also been employed for quite some time.
Forever.
You know, he's had this run with Trent for, like, a year and a half at least, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years. And prior to that, he had the run with, Kozlov.
Prior to that, Kozlov. Prior to that, Davey Richards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good on you for constantly being able to find new tag partners and keep your career going.
Rocky must be like a 7 or 8 time junior tag champion at this point.
It's quite possible. And he's not that old either.
No.
You think, like,
Bud has been wrestling for a long time.
He has been wrestling for a long time. He's another one who started very young.
Yeah.
I think he's maybe like your age. Like 33, 34.
Yeah, and he's been wrestling like easily 15 years, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's good. I like Rocky.
He's good. Match is good.
How about that Trent missed dive?
Oh boy.
Yeah. For those unaware, Trent did a tope con hilo
and just ate shit.
And as he was lining up, there was one buck there to catch.
Yep.
And you could see because the camera angle they chose was kind of like a off to the other side in a corner, and you could see the bucks setting up on the far side, the one kind of in Trent's line of sight, and the other one sneaking into the picture, you know, appearing to be ready to pull his brother out of the way. And I thought to myself, no, they can't be doing that. And then, that's exactly what they did. And
pulled him out of the way, just did a somersault plunge into no one.
Yeah.
Just landed flat on his back.
Which had to suck.
You betcha.
But kudos to him. And they took something that crazy and they made it mean something.
Yep.
And that was the last Trent saw of the match, other than coming back right at the end
for the save
on the finish, which was probably a good 4 or 5 minutes later.
Yep. No, he was dead for a while. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes.
We predicted.
Scott, you said 4.
Yep.
I also said 4.
Dave gave it 3.5.
That sounds right.
I believe. Yeah. I think it was close to 4. It might be 3 3/4. I think I'm comfortable saying that. Yeah.
I would go with 3.5. I think that's right. Exactly where it should be.
Yeah. Drew, 4.5.
No, I say 3 3/4.
Yeah.
Like, it was nice to have a singles tag, and like we said, the structure was good, but I don't know.
Yeah. It wasn't
not like it did a lot for me.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't designed to be blowaway.
Yeah.
And wasn't. But yeah, they did a good job.
And the next one.
Would that take us to Never? Or White People?
Took us to Nevers.
So the Never 6-man tag titles
Gauntlets
in a gauntlet match.
Yeah.
And Meltzer rated this like it was 3 different matches.
Yeah?
That's how he broke it down in the.
Did he rated each match?
Yes.
Weird.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't know what he gave things. I only saw one rating for the whole thing.
No, it was like the first fall he gave 3 stars, the second fall he gave a star, and the third fall he gave like 3 1/4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think maybe just on Cage Match, like it's just listed as 3 1/4. I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The first fall was Chaos versus the Bullet Club team.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was anything special at all.
It was Will Ospreay getting his shit in.
Yeah, and that was only like, I mean, it was like a 6-minute fall.
Yeah.
Ospreay came in for the last like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was them getting heat on Yoshihashi.
Yeah.
And then Ospreay made the big crazy hot tag, and then Jado got the win, right? Is that what happened? Or did
no? They lost.
Yujiro got the win on Jado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it was heel versus heel second fall.
Yes. Which
wasn't much.
Was very short and really didn't amount to anything.
Yeah.
Was kind of. I'm glad it was over pretty quick. So the third fall was the Los Ingobernables de Japan team of Evil, Bushi, and Seiya Sanada.
Yeah.
Versus
the champions.
The champions, which is Satoshi Kojima,
Ricochet and not Matt Sydal.
And David Finlay Jr. And I thought that match the last fall was
good.
Really fun.
Yeah.
It was just a quick sprint. Ricochet was kind of the standout. There was a few things that were kind of mistimed. They did the one spot where they kind of alley-ooped Ricochet up and over, and Bushi was supposed to fly off the second and give him a code breaker. Right. But the timing was kind of messed up, and Ricochet kind of ate shit on it. Yeah. But there was some good, there's some good dives. There was some good sequences. Kojima did his, his stuff. He I kind of wish. I would have been fine if they lost the titles to the Ingobernables, because I figured they would do a rematch on the next tour
and have like a full match,
and have a full 15-minute match kind of thing. And I was looking forward to that. However, they lost it to
the next night.
The next night to the team of Hiroshi Tanahashi, Manabu Nakanishi, and I can't remember who the third person is.
Taguchi?
Yeah, Ryusuke Taguchi. Yeah. Which is a weird-ass team. Yep. So, if you're just going to kind of shoot it around, I would rather keep it on the team of Kojima, Ricochet, and David Finlay. Yeah. But, yeah, I wish they would have just lost it like they did and then have a rematch. I think that would have been a better way to go. Yeah, it would have been a good match. Would have been interesting, but
so who the fuck knows now?
Yeah.
They don't know. I don't know what their deal is with those titles.
Yeah.
It's baffling.
So are we going with 3 1/4 as the base rating for that match?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, as a whole.
Did you guys predict?
Oh yeah, what did we say?
We said. It's kind of dark back here. Scott, you said 2 1/4, and I said.
Yeah, I wasn't that jazzed about the match.
2 1/2.
2 1/2. Yeah, as a whole, I guess 2 3/4.
I was gonna say 2 1/2. So
yeah, somewhere in there.
I feel like it kind of overachieved even more than it could have. I don't know why. Yeah. I just felt like it was going to be way worse than it was.
Yeah, it certainly didn't suck or anything.
No, so, 3 3/4 is fine with me.
3 3/4?
Sorry, 2 3/4.
Holy shit.
2 3/4 is fine with me.
You would like this match a lot more than us.
It's my favorite match of 2017.
A real MOTY?
Yeah.
And then that brings us to White People.
Cody and Juice.
Cody and Juice was whatever.
I hated it. I thought it was terrible.
I thought it was more boring than terrible.
Yeah, I didn't think it was terrible. I did think it was boring. I thought it was just beyond the kind of initial the shine.
Yeah.
Where Juice kind of got to run wild and then did his belly-to-belly suplex on the floor to cut off Cody's kind of springboard cross body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just kind of dull. It was just Cody getting heat and neither guy really being over.
No.
And
it was quite a waste of a singles match at the Dome.
It wasn't long. I
Yeah.
feel like it was like maybe 9 minutes.
Yeah.
But it really didn't do much for me whatsoever.
No. I can't imagine we predicted high for it.
We did not. We gave it one. You gave it 1.5. Wait, go on. I can't see the. Nope, I lied. You gave it 2.5.
That was pretty nice.
And I gave it 1 3/4.
I think you're closer than me.
I'm giving it a 1.5. It really did nothing for me. I don't give a shit about Juice Robinson.
I'm trying to decide if it cracked 2.
Yeah, I was going to say no higher than 2.
Yeah,
there was technically nothing wrong with it,
but it just wasn't anything.
It just didn't capture my imagination.
I think it's 2 veering towards 1 3/4. Might be 1 7/8. And then that moved us to another white people match. Right?
Yes, it did.
ROH title?
Yep.
So, I don't think anybody who didn't know that Kyle hadn't re-signed with ROH saw Kyle losing the ROH title.
Nope.
A couple weeks after he won it.
And when the match was put together, I don't think that was
not the plan.
Intention, no.
We were all caught pretty off guard by the finish when Cole just straight up pinned Kyle clean.
Yes.
Without, any fuckery.
No, I mean, he hit him with a bunch of super kicks and then the brainbuster on the knee a couple times.
Yep. And that was that.
Yeah.
Pin new world champ.
Yep.
So, that was interesting. I heard this match described fairly accurately as they took an ROH title match and cut it in half and just did the second half.
Yes. The problem is they did the second half of a Ring of Honor title match in front of a massive building full of people who did not give a shit about this match.
No, this was real light in the heat department.
Yeah. I mean, Adam Cole is still pretty new to New Japan.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly.
They know Kyle.
They know Kyle. They like Kyle. I think Kyle with the right opponent. Maybe, if they had put Kyle in the Hiromu Takahashi spot, he got to have a match with Kushida in front of this crowd, that would be over.
Yeah.
And they would have a very good match. They had 2 very good matches in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but I just don't think him and Adam Cole in front of this audience who, sort of know Ring of Honor, but, not really.
And, the second consecutive all-foreigners match.
Yeah.
Doesn't help.
Not really. So, it was technically good. But the lack of heat definitely brought it down a notch.
It hurt it, yeah. What did Meltz give it? 3.5?
3.5.
Yeah.
Scott, you gave it 3 3/4. I gave it 4 1/4.
You know what, Drew? I don't think it was 4 1/4.
Nope. I guess apparently I thought it was going to be way better.
Not that they couldn't have had a 4 1/4 star match.
No.
With the right circumstances. They just didn't on this particular day.
They certainly didn't.
So I predicted 3 3/4, you said? Or in half.
Now it's too dark and I can't see again.
Didn't Dan just give you a light?
He did. 3 3/4.
Yeah, I don't think it was 3 3/4.
I would go 3 1/4.
Yeah, I think 3 1/4 is right.
Yeah, I also say 3 1/4 is good.
Yeah.
Then we get to go to tag titles.
Tag titles. The champion Gorillas against your, I was going to say Big Mouth Loud. That is not the right team. Great Bash Heel is the right team.
Great Bash Heel.
Kamehameha and the hastily added team of Ishii and Yano.
Yes.
Ishii and Yano won. I did not predict that. Neither of us did, right, Drew?
No, we both said Makabe and Honma.
Yeah, and we also both obviously predicted Kyle O'Reilly winning, which was incorrect.
Yeah.
I'd say on the whole, although I don't remember what I predicted, but just sort of from what I was expecting, I think the match slightly overachieved. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I thought it was very fun. Yeah.
I gotta watch the Tag League Finals, which I haven't seen, the Gorillas against Makabe and Honma, which is apparently really good.
It's very good, yeah.
Because after a year of pretty nothing stuff, the Gorillas, I guess, decided to be kind of good now.
They decided to show up, yeah.
Yeah, so good for them. Yeah. Better than not showing up, as I've seen them do several times.
Yes.
So they were good. Camacho, Tangaloa, whatever the fuck, decided to be a funny guy and
cuss his mouth
and swear as many times as he could in the match,
as much as humanly possible.
So that's fun for everyone.
Togi Makabe attempted to match him swear for swear.
Yeah,
but that's just a thing he normally does. So
yeah.
I thought there were some really neat sequences, some good hot near falls. I loved the finish.
Finish was really good.
The finish for that style of match, and to put over Yano and Ishii as the odd couple tag team.
I was gonna say I kind of like Ishii and Yano.
I think they're hilarious as a team.
There's
some potential there.
Yeah, I think they could be real fun. With some good opponents.
They're doing another 3-way on the next tour. I would love for them just to have a straight up one-on-one tag match with Makabe and Honma.
Yeah,
I think that'd be great.
Is it just the same 3-way again next show?
No, it's
one team different, right? It's someone instead of the Gorillas.
Instead of the Gorillas, it's
Davey Boy and
it's Killer Elite Squad.
That's right.
So
yes,
we'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully it's more fun stuff. Predicted.
We both gave it 3.
I think it beat 3.
I think 3. I think 3 3.25.
Yeah, I go 3.25 for sure. Do I say 3.5? I don't know.
I think I'm going to say 3.5.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it was fun stuff. And then up to this point, it was an alright show.
It's alright. Fun show. Nothing to write home about, really.
Yeah. And I believe from here on, unless I'm one match off,
right.
business picked the fuck up.
Yes. So the next one is the junior
singles title against. So we had young Kushida against.
He's like 35
against Yujiro's lame younger brother, because Yujiro's the cool older brother, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Pussy fingers.
Hiromu is the one who rides fucking skateboards and motorcycles, and Yujiro is the one who's fronting as this playboy.
Yeah. Total lamer.
Trying to convince his brother that he's awesome, but he's not.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Although his entourage was something else.
Oh yeah, we neglected in the network title. What did you describe it as? Boner Central?
Boner Central.
Yeah. Yeah, Yujiro had quite the assortment of ladies with him.
One with a bunny mask that was doing a lot of butt touching.
She was. But not as hot as the cat girl he had in G1 last year.
True. Hey, you creepily still had a picture saved on your phone.
I had recently sent a picture of it to Kelly.
Oh.
Came up in conversation somehow. I'm like, I got a picture of this.
I thought it was good. I thought the beginning was a little. I don't know. I don't feel like the beginning was that great.
It has something to do with the fact that Kushida got, as you described, a grade 6 concussion.
Yeah.
Which is 2 grade 3 concussions at once.
Yeah. Got his
with
brain scrambled.
Sunset flip powerbomb to the floor.
Yeah. Hit his head on the railing.
Yeah. His brains went bad.
But even other than that, I just felt like the beginning was, I don't want to say like awkward, but it would just didn't seem like things were clicking quite enough at the beginning. But then I think that it just like at some point it just like immediately switched.
Yeah, they definitely started clicking.
To like go, and then it was great.
Yeah, the second half of the match they did some real good stuff. The only other gaffe was that attempted flying Rana like from inside to the floor, but it's not going to work if the guy taking it is barely standing on the first rope.
Yeah.
My problem with Hiromu is I feel like he's kind of a lot of flash and not a ton of substance at this point.
Yeah, that's largely what he's been doing.
Yes.
And what has been getting him over.
Absolutely. His match to Dragon Lee the last year and a half has been a lot of that.
Just doing all the crazy shit we can think of.
Yeah, and so, I don't know. I thought this match was good. I thought this match was kind of overrated by some.
Dave Meltzer being one of them.
Yes.
Can I spoil Meltzer ratings going forward into further matches? I thought it was weird that Dave rated all of the next 3 matches 4.5.
Yes.
He rated this 4.5, Shibata Goto 4.5, and Tanahashi Naito 4.5. These were not 3 matches of the exact same quality.
I don't think so. I think this is a step below.
Strongly disagree with Dave.
Yes.
Yeah. I think this match was probably 4 even. At best, maybe 3 3/4.
I was going to say 3 3/4.
I'm fine with 3 3/4 as well. 4.5, I think, is very much overrating it.
You gave it 4 1/4, and I gave it 4.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stick with my 4.
Yeah. I think it's hard to make a case for it being higher than 4 even. Unless you're Dave and gave it 4.5, as previously stated. But yeah, I thought it was very, very weird that you rated all those matches the same. I'm like, those are not the same matches.
Yeah.
And then next up was the good old confrontation of Shibata and Goto, who I guess it's been a good while since they've had a match.
Yeah, they had their series in, 2014?
Their series in 2013.
Yeah.
Then they did Dome 2014, G1 2014, and I don't know if they've met in the G1
since I don't think
15 or 16. They might not have. So, yeah, it's maybe been 2.5 years. Wow. Anyway, they had a really good match.
As you would expect from them.
As you'd expect. I would have been disappointed if they had a bad match. Yeah, it was like what you'd expect from Shibata and Goto. They I liked it certainly better than I think their last match, which was the G1, because the G1 and I think to some degree the 2014 Dome, because they had already had a few matches.
Their 2013 matches were crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, those later ones, like, it just seemed like they were trying to hurt each other.
Yeah.
And, like, was, like, uncomfortable. And I think like, Goto did get sort of hurt in the last one. But this one, they had a slower, like, more wrestling-y start.
Yes.
Which was good.
Yeah, this match was definitely less about clobbering.
Yeah, and more
than usual.
Yeah, and more of like an actual match.
Yes.
Yeah, not to say there wasn't some good smashifying.
Agreed.
And whatnot, but yeah, it was definitely they were out to have a wrestling match with some good strikes and stuff in it. I remember one good spot. I can't remember how they led to it, but it wasn't quite down the finishing stretch, which was sort of surprising. But I think it was Shibata on the offense and like a couple things in a row, and then Goto like very quickly like reversed into like the Shoten Kai out of nowhere, and we're like, oh shit, clever move, Goto.
Yeah.
There was the funny spot where like Shibata had kind of fired up on him, hit a couple big things, picked him up, immediately put him in a headlock, and we're like, there's no reason for you to put him in a headlock except for you're getting suplexed.
That's right. That is right. Yeah, that was
like
good.
you only put the guy in a suplex if you're taking in a headlock if you're taking that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. I figured Shibata was winning. I was incorrect.
Correct.
I'm fine with Goto winning, if that means Shibata moving on to bigger and better things. But in the time between that match and now, Shibata's mistress has put him on blast on social media, which is probably not a great PR thing for him.
No.
So that may hurt.
Yes.
Just a little.
Fucking Katsuyori can't catch a break.
Stop getting it wet.
Just let him have a world title match. I don't care if he wins it.
Yeah.
Let him have a match.
That would be great.
He hasn't had one.
No.
Come on.
I remember him having a good match with Okada in the G1 a few years ago, too.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, like Shibata Okada would be bad? No. Get on it.
Very good.
Get down on it. We just want to party with you. Yeah, any Go to Shibata business I'm missing?
Not really.
Andrew?
Don't call me that.
Oh, I guess our ratings for it.
Yeah, you gave it 4.5, and I gave it 4 3/4 because I'm a mark for that match.
I'm sticking with 4.5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to 4.5.
I'm gonna say 4 1/4.
I'll allow it.
But very good match. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, really good. Semi-main events. Tetsuya Naito, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Two guys who are good at having good matches with each other.
Yes.
Two from second-hand reports from wrestlers, two of the best match putter-togethers in New Japan.
Is that the technical term?
That's, I believe, the tech. I don't want to get too inside jargony on you guys.
Sure.
But yeah, a couple of good match putter-togethers. Togetherers.
Good to hear.
Yeah. I thought this was great.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's going to suffer a lot from the match that came after it.
Oh yeah, it's going to probably... I mean, that's the other thing is when you have these matches so early in the year, unless it's a blow-away match like we're going to discuss shortly,
yeah,
a lot of stuff gets overlooked. Because, if you have like a 4.5-star match in New Japan, there's probably going to be
might not be getting talked about.
There's going to be another 10 matches that are as good or better, at least, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you account for the G1, all the pay-per-view main events, Invasion Attack, and Wrestling Dontaku, and King of Pro Wrestling. All those shows are big shows.
Yeah, with a high standard.
With high standards, and you typically don't get a main event any less than a 4.5-star match.
Pretty much.
Those slots.
Yeah.
So...
I during one of my autism fits.
Oh, and Dominion. I forgot Dominion as well. That's another massive show.
Yeah. I was thinking about man, it's been a pretty high standard of New Japan World Title matches. So I looked up the star rating for every World Title match since the Okada era started in 2012.
Yes.
And there's been 2 matches weren't rated by Meltzer, but every other one was. And I think there were 2 matches under 4 stars and 5 or 6 under 4 1/4, and then 15 4.5, 15 4 3/4, and 7 or 8 5s.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That is crazy. It is a high standard for sure. But those guys, they managed to keep up with it. For now.
Yeah, until they all die.
Yeah.
Until they kill themselves.
But this match was very good, very different from the match that followed it.
Yeah, which is good. Of. Yeah. And different than the match before it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was the final 3 were great and different matches.
Yes.
Which was cool.
It was definitely more based around kind of I don't know if old school is the right word, but kind of just...
In terms of present-day New Japan, it was more old school than others.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wearing down an opponent.
Yeah.
Working towards, both kind of your kind of pet submission holds, but also, you know, hitting your big moves as well, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, good selling from both guys, good psychology, a change of pace on this card and any card, you know, like if these guys went out and had this match as the main event on one of those, you know, on, let's say they have this match as a main event on one of the next New Beginning shows.
Yeah, it's great main event.
It's a great main event, but it's not, you know, it's a different main event than what you're kind of used to as a New Japan title match main event, right?
Yeah.
So you know, I was a fan. It was good.
Yeah, I thought it was excellent. What did Drew think?
I think I actually really like this match. I think I'm really getting behind. I mean, I've already been behind him for most of the year, anyways. But I'm really getting behind Naito.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't like him before, but I think I was just sort of like, it's Naito, it's fine. But like, I actually was really interested. I think this is one of the matches I wanted to see the most. Like, it had disgusting neck bump on the apron.
Yes.
Which was awesome.
Naito's bumping is and always is phenomenal.
Very, very crisp.
Yeah. And it's not always like kill himself bumping.
No.
It's just great bumping.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's kill himself bumping.
There was a gross one to the floor, wasn't there?
He took
crazy
the high fly
flow
flow to the floor. He caught it with his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome.
That's what it was.
And the sling blade on the apron.
Sling blade on the apron.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Which hopefully we see in Seattle sooner than later.
You will. But yeah, I don't think anything else really to add.
Did I predict 4 3/4?
You said 4.5.
Giving it 4 3/4.
And I said 4.5. And I am also giving it 4 3/4.
Yeah.
I'm going
2.
I'm going 4.5. But it was really great match.
Yeah. And that's it. Good night, everybody. Was there something after that? I wasn't really paying attention.
There was a thing.
A thing, you say?
Dark match.
What was the post-show dark match?
I don't know. Jado did some stuff. He was involved.
Cool.
Booked himself into the main event dark match.
Some sort of cross promotion with some J-pop singer.
Yeah, you know how he does.
I know how he does. Did it in the Rumble last year, and a little selfishly did it in the main event this year. There was a world title match. That was it. I knew there was something. Okada defending the world title against G1 winner Kenneth Omega III. I believe.
Sure.
Tyson Smith.
Yeah, that's his name, right?
Yep,
That's his government name. Yeah.
Tyson Smith. He looks like a Tyson. I can see a Tyson
He
for
looks
him.
like a Tyson.
Yeah.
Bet
Looks like a poop
I
pusher.
bet you wouldn't be happy if you called him Tyson.
Nope.
Yep.
We wouldn't.
No.
Well, let's try it out.
Okay. I don't know when we're gonna do that.
You don't know. We might see him around.
Sure.
Go to Winnipeg.
He is our countryman. I don't know
Yes.
how often he is in Winnipeg. I guess he's there when he's not on tours. So
Yeah.
he's probably there right now. In
No,
fact.
he's
There you go.
probably based somewhere nicer.
Let's,
I think he's still based in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's
He
let's
does
go
not have an American work visa, so
Nope.
which is one of the reasons why Ring of Honor stopped using him.
Yeah, because like you are a pain in the ass, Kenny. We are not dealing with your shit. So they had a match up, which in trying to remain unspoiled about the show, I was able to remain unspoiled on all results of the show, which I was happy about, although I thought I got spoiled on the result of this main, but it turns out I was wrong. Because I saw that Kenny Omega was trending on Facebook the next day.
Oh, I see.
So I assumed he won, which I also, going in, was assuming he was going to win.
Sure.
So I figured he won, and I'm like, whatever. But then the one thing the one actual fact I got spoiled on was that Dave Meltzer gave this match 6 stars because it was in the title of a podcast on Extreme Wrestling Torrents. It was like a Wrestling Unplugged for Life. It was like, Dave Meltzer, first 6-star match. I'm like, whoa, interesting. So this is going to be a match. Yeah, and that's all I knew. Drew, you knew the result going in.
I knew the result because garbage person Tim Lee posted...
Tim Lee or, I don't know, fucking Rowan Atkinson or someone. They all look the same.
Interesting poll, but sure.
Literally the first British person I thought of.
Good work.
I'm a Mr. Bean guy.
I'm very much a Mr. Bean guy.
I'm a Rat Race guy.
Wow.
I'm a Johnny English guy, really, if you want to.
Johnny English reborn.
The sequel! We did it! Guys, we should, any other day of the week, I would close on that and just not even talk about Okada Omega.
We probably should, anyways.
No, but Tim Lee, garbage person, posted the picture of Suzuki having knocked out Okada and was standing on him holding the title from the next night.
Which I haven't watched anything from the next night, but apparently that was badass.
It was great. I saw the whole thing.
Oh, you watched it?
They beat the shit out of the students. They beat the shit out of the referee.
Or they just killed everyone.
They just like wreck shit.
That sounds pretty rad.
Because it's literally just all of Suzuki Gun beating up the 3 Chaos dudes.
Yeah.
Like 7 or 8 students. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, and Okada Suzuki's gonna be
But yeah,
good.
so I unfortunately, like, that's the thing is, I had unliked everything that was going to spoil it for me.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I would scroll up my newsfeed, if I saw somebody's name that I thought would spoil it for me, I would go past them real fast.
Yeah.
But, like,
I did a lot of that.
I just forgot that I had Tim Lee. So, yeah, like, I got the result spoiled for me ahead of time. But it's fine.
And then young Stephen West, who watched with us, I don't think he had the results spoiled, but he knew the match length.
I see.
So he knew it went 48 minutes.
Weird.
And, at like 44 minutes in, he told me that. And I was like, whoa, 48. Like, it's still got a ways to go. Little did I know, it had already gone 40-something minutes and, like, was the fastest-paced 40-something minute match I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. Those guys, I hope I might not be breaking any news here. Those guys are in good shape.
Yeah.
They can do a lot of stuff and not get that tired.
Absolutely.
Good for them.
They're in the prime of their life.
So, yeah, they had a match that was pretty good. Yeah. So, like I said, they went 48 minutes, which could not have felt less like 48 minutes.
It really didn't. Yeah, it really didn't.
That was a breeze.
Wasn't really a lot of downtime. And
No,
there wasn't really
like
a lot
so
of, like,
little downtime.
stuff that wasn't good.
And, like, it was a real all-killer, no-filler situation. Like, Eddie, like, even the holds were, like, very much with purpose.
Yeah.
And, I can't think of any just, like, filler rest holds.
Not
Like,
really, no.
Okada did, like, the red ink, but that was, like, as a big sub. And, like, oh, remember this? I used to beat people with this. And, I don't even know if Omega did much in the way of holds, but I guess besides a bit of some leg stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did leg versus leg.
I feel like
cool.
didn't he go for like a sharpshooter at one point and Okada reversed it?
Something is that what he reversed into the red ink?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, then there were a couple large spots, as there are prone to be in New Japan main events.
One was gross and scary.
I don't even know which of the two you're referring to, because I think there were two that were gross and scary.
I think there was one that qualifies as gross and scary.
I guess gross is the dragon suplex?
Correct.
Yeah. Top rope dragon suplex. Normally, in any sort of top rope suplex from behind situation,
You're flipping.
the guy taking the suplex just does a moonsault, because that seems reasonable. But they just did dragon suplex like they were doing any other dragon suplex. And Okada just landed fucking straight on his head off the dragon suplex on the mat. And we all thought he died. And then he pinned him and got a 2 count, and life carried on for probably another 20 minutes.
Yep.
Then they they went outside and brought a table into the mix. Omega did that foot stomp onto the table on a guy spot that he's done a couple times, which was great. And then they set up the table and then left it alone for a while, let it simmer for a bit. And then a couple minutes have passed, and they're like, "Oh yeah, finish can't happen until they use the table, because it's a real Chekhov's gun situation. You introduce a gun in the first act, you got to use it in the third." So we're like, "Oh yeah, they got to use the table." And then not too much long after we said that, they're having a little runabout in the ring, and Okada shoots Omega off the ropes, and Omega comes back at him, and Okada fucking back body drops him out of the ring 100 feet through the table.
Insane.
Yeah. So that was cool. And Omega did a really good dive, I think, before that.
Yeah,
too.
Way before that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The was it springboard?
No, it was just the no hands Tope con Hilo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then he also did springboard moonsault over the guardrail to the.
Yeah,
to
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
On to Chono.
Fuck you, old man. And so yeah, and as the match progressed into the finishing sequence, I still assumed Omega was winning, but then the way the finishing sequence went, I'm like, this guy seems like it's going to go the other way, but that doesn't make sense. And then it did go the other way. So for the second time, at least the second time on the show, I was shocked by the winner, because I really thought Omega had it. But no, for the fifth or sixth, every single year since they've done the guy who wins the G1 gets the Dome Show title shot, the guy who won the G1 lost at the Dome Show. Mm-hmm. He's never won, which is almost, or for a while, was the exact opposite of how Money in the Bank worked, in that the guy who won Money in the Bank always won the title.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So
always cash in.
I guess it'll be a big deal when the G1 winner finally wins the title of the Dome Show. I really thought it was going to be this year.
I really did.
I was goddamn near positive. Yeah,
we both did. Yeah.
But there he goes, and now it's I guess sort of interesting what's going to happen with Kenny Omega, because nothing's really set. Like people sort of thought he had resigned, but now there's a bunch of doubt about it.
Apparently he hasn't. I mean, his contract is up at the end of January.
Yeah.
As of within the last few days, he had not resigned, as far as publicly what was known. So
yeah.
Who knows?
And then like Cena mentioned him on Twitter or something,
yeah.
And last time Cena did that with an outside guy, it was AJ Styles right before he showed up. So,
and it is right before the Rumble.
Yeah, although he can't show up at the Rumble.
He legally can't be in the Rumble.
Yeah. He's January 31st, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, who knows? I would like him to stay in New Japan.
Yeah. I think another guy like him leaving doesn't help. Even if Suzuki's back.
Doesn't help New Japan whatsoever. But from his perspective, he's never going to be a more hot commodity in a marketplace that needs him.
Yeah.
Like, WWE needs top guys if they're going to run as many shows and have the brand split and insist on pushing Roman Reigns down people's throats as a top babyface when he's, it's, pretty established at this point.
Not a top guy.
It's not working.
He's certainly not the guy.
Push him as a top heel and see if it works. See if it works, and then you can turn him later. But anyways.
Yeah.
But Omega is ready-made. You could throw him in just like AJ Styles this past year is a perfect example of a dude who was top of the field in Japan and walked right in and is like checks all the boxes. He's athletic. He's not a bad-looking guy. He's in good shape. He's taller than AJ.
Yep.
Well, he's not huge.
He's taller than AJ, though.
He's taller than AJ.
He's tiny.
Amazing worker. Younger than AJ.
Yeah, he's versatile.
He's a top and a bottom?
A real switch.
There you go. Yeah.
I think it's just top PS.
I think I think they'd be stupid to not try and throw a ton of money at him.
They should. And I guess if they do, I guess he should take it. But I would like him to stay in New Japan.
No, I understand that for selfish reasons. Like, I get it. His output is going to be of a more higher end.
Yeah.
Certainly the top. The top of his output. But business is business, and the guy's got to make a living. So,
man's got to eat.
Yep.
Dick. Ugh. Upset myself with
I don't know.
that.
I feel like he's feeding the dick, not eating the dick.
He's a real DF, dick feeder.
Dick feeder.
So
as far as star rating, you said 4 3/4.
Yes.
I gave it the 5.
I was low key expecting a 5, but as I said, I don't want to say I'm predicting a 5. You guys have to deliver a 5. Give your 4 3/4 and give them room to work. And they proceeded to beat that 4 3/4 by 1 1/4 stars because Dave Meltzer gave it 6 stars. As far as historians can tell, the only time he has done that, despite there being rumors of him giving one for a Flair Steamboat in '89. But I guess he gave a 5-star plus for Misawa Kawada in '97.
Correct.
Yeah. So yeah, 6 is a lot of stars. I didn't know we were allowed to give that many stars, to be perfectly honest. I didn't know that was a thing. Actually, nobody knew that was a thing. And I guess it took, because Dave didn't come out and make a post on the Observer front page saying I'm giving this 6 stars. It was just the literal asterisks beside the match in the Observer. And I think it took people a minute to realize that it was not 5. And then I think he was asked if it was a typo.
Initially, yeah, people thought it might have been a typo.
Yeah, well, I think right at first, nobody knows. They're like, oh, there's no fraction after it. That must be 5. Move on. And then someone's like, wait a minute, that's more than 5.
Yeah. And
then someone asked him, Dave, too many snowflakes on there. And Dave's like, no, new deal. I'm a real FDR here. And I'm adding another star for funsies, but not for always, just for sometimes.
Sure.
For matches I really like. And I don't think it's the best match I've ever seen, but it might be the best match I've seen in the last year or two. I think the last one that is on this level was probably Nakamura Ibushi 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That I liked this much.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like this match better than anything in 2016. Because they were pretty damn great. I would give it 5. I don't know if I would give it 6. But
I don't believe in giving more than 5s. I feel like it's silly.
I think it's pretty solidly a 5. I think for that pace for that long and all the good stuff they did, and there was story in it, and they didn't even dream of fucking anything up in the match. It was
crisp.
Yeah, to have that go for the better part of an hour is pretty goddamn impressive. And I think all of us being wrestlers and imagining ourselves doing that, I think it's even more impressive to us having done it and knowing what it would take to do that.
Yep.
So yeah, holy shit, did they deliver? And I'm glad that the standard of these big matches is being upheld so well. So there.
Fair.
Yeah. So you're a 5 also, Drew?
Same with 5.
Dan, 2 3/4?
No, 5.
All right. We'll give it a 5. Dave, we don't know about the 6 thing, but you know what? You invented the system, so you can do whatever the fuck you want, really.
He didn't invent the system.
Oh, he didn't, did he?
He didn't.
That's a miscarriage of justice.
And fun story, the system was originally based out of 4 stars.
Movies.
That
I knew. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was originally 4.
Do you know what the original 5-star match was?
Ooh, interesting. I feel like it came up on something.
Haystacks Calhoun versus 9 Midgets.
Nailed it. I feel like it came up on something I was listening to, but they weren't sure what it was. What was the year? Will it be obvious if I know the year?
Maybe not. 82.
Is it Memphis?
Yep.
Oh, is it Lawler Dundee?
It's Lawler Funk.
Yeah.
Lawler Funk, I think the empty arena.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that. That's pretty fun.
Yep.
Yeah. So I do remember hearing that it was originally 4, but that was, and not Dave's system.
Not Dave's system.
Do we know whose?
A gentleman by the name of Norman Dooley.
Of the Dooley Report. I'm making that up. I don't know if that's a thing.
It's not a thing, but he was an early newsletter writer and a cohorts of one Mr. Jim Cornette. And apparently a very funny writer, too, back in the day. And, yeah, he created the 4-star system, just like you would write a movie, just because this was to give up people an idea of the quality of matches on, like, house shows and arena shows.
That they would never see,
that they would never get to see, but he was there live for and would write up reviews of for his newsletter.
Yeah.
And that's where the system started.
Yeah, and Dave adopted that and then turned it into 5?
No, I think Dooley and Cornette, I think, were the ones who started the 5, and then Dave adopted
Dave adopted that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dave, dirty Jew thief is what I'm learning coming out of this.
Been doing it for 35 years at this point, so.
Sounds like you're a dirty Jew thief apologist.
There you go.
A real DJTA.
Okay, moving on.
What? Wait, was there a post-show dark match that we have to review? Or?
No, I think we need to finish it.
Oh, moving on to being done.
Correct.
I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Yep. I'm good.
It's over.
Drew, you want to just talk about the show as a whole for half an hour?
I'll be so angry if you do that.
Thought you'd like that?
No.
All right. This concludes the emergency Dome Show review. I wish I had. I should have. What? Fucking Norman Dooley's shithead for stealing Dave Meltzer's star ratings.
Garbage person Tim Lee's.
Man, Tim's really taking a beating on this one. Dan?
Drew Smith is a shithead for not having the willpower to just stay off Facebook altogether. So
it's tough, man. Social media. It's a hell of a drug. Bye.